Welcome to Create Your Own Economy podcast, the weekly podcast that equips you with the know-hows, the strategies, tools, and resources to create your own economy, grow your business, and live the life you desire. If you have not done so, hit the subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Bunmi Ajibade, and today I have a special guest who is in the trenches of creating a new business, and he is in the best position to share with us what he has learned or what he is learning. And he will be sharing with us strategies and challenges in starting a new business. And with the hope of really letting you know that you are not alone, letting you know that before a business will become that big business bringing in millions of dollars, there are times that you want to pull your hair. There are times that, you will have challenges and obstacles, and so that you know you are not alone. So it's time for us to create a business that will really generate income, a lot of income on the long run. So thank you for joining us. Josh May, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you on our podcast.
Thank you, Bunmi.
Thank you. So let me tell you a little bit about Josh. I met Josh networking, and Josh is an entrepreneur. I've had a great time to we have spent some time talking, and I know his heart is an entrepreneur and an SEO specialist by day and an indie hacker by night. I will ask him what that means in a little bit. He is currently working on Puddles.com, and that's a suite of podcasting production tools. And that was the conversation that brought us together because I was really looking at those tools that he's working on. He is really smart. And in his free time, he likes to read. He likes to go to Barton Springs, which is a lounge by the water. He works hard and plays hard. I like that. He has a beautiful wife and an adorable daughter. So tell us what indie hacker by night means. We want to know.
Yeah, so I work full-time right now at a company, and on the side, I'm working on building a startup. So indie hacker it's a kind of a niche group of people, and the idea is you're indie hacking. So you're kind of hacking on software to find where you can provide value for people and create a business, and then ideally substitute that for your full-time gigs. So build something of value and then leave your job so you can be an independent person and bring food on the table for your family.
Oh, perfect. I told you he is in our community. Yes. And that is what this community is all about. We are a group of people that, people in this tribe, they work, some of them work 9 to 5, and they have a side hustle. And they are working this side hustle with the hope that in the nearest future, they would have developed the business so that they can leave their job and the business will be able to pay the bills, and then, actually be a business that they can retire on. So the goal is that, the business is right here. Their job is right here. The business is right here, but they develop the business and the business takes over, and then they can leave the job and do the business full time. And then we have some people in our tribe also that are planning to retire, and they want to look at what will I do when I retire. So they are, thinking of businesses that they, they can do. And then there are some people, they already have a business or a side hustle. They just want to grow and scale that business. So we are all together. So we share ideas, we share tips and strategies to grow our business. So you are in the right place to share with us. So why did you choose to become an entrepreneur? Why did you choose to say, you know what, I want a side hustle? I didn't want to start thinking about me. I know I have a job, but I want to, do something for me as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. I don't really know. I think like that question, why do I want to become an entrepreneur? Mm-hmm. I think like when I was in school, I spent 2 years at university and then dropped out and then was trying to get a job. And one of the courses I took said, if you want to learn digital marketing or do what I was trying to do, you have to create your own business to kind of show your skills. And it wasn't really a conscious decision of I want to be an entrepreneur. It was more of I'm an ambitious person, and how do I channel that energy? And it happened to be entrepreneurship. And then from there, I started a pet sitting company in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, and then learned skills through that. And then I got a job here in Austin, Texas in like 2018. And then since then, I've been kind of building things on the side to sharpen my skills for my main job. And then also to provide, add other nests in the basket so I can have more stability with my job.
Wow. So the skills that you are using now on your job, are some of those skills useful for you in your side business?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you have some skills that you can use on the side business. So what strategies have you been able to use as you are starting a business? What strategies did you employ to start a business?
Yeah, one of the main ones that I'm leaning into right now is just keeping like a diary or a journal of all the ideas you have. I think right now that list is like over 100 different ideas of things, and 99% of them are really crappy ideas. Like I don't want to get into it, but they're kind of like silly ideas. And so just kind of cultivating that list of what you want to see done in the world. Like if there's certain software tools that aren't great, or say you're at a gas station maybe, and you notice ways that you can improve that gas station. Maybe you should start your own gas station so you can provide a better service for yourself and for others. So just the first thing is just cultivating that list and then experimenting with different ideas to see where you can go with that list, I guess.
One of the things that I always, when I'm maybe training or coaching one-on-one, one of the things I always tell people is that if you are coming into a business that already exists, you must be bringing a value to add to that business. If you are not, then you are not necessary, because it's already there. So what I heard you say is that when you see something that you are thinking, what can I add to this to make it better? Mm-hmm. And then you are writing down your list. That is it. That is how all these businesses become bigger and bigger. And I love what you said. It doesn't matter if eventually it doesn't work, but have a journal and write those things down. I know I cannot tell you how many things I have forgotten, that I have an idea and I say, okay, when I get home, I will write them down, or when I wake up, and then it's like, ooh, what was it? And I forget. So for those of you listening to us, writing down is very important. Writing down the thought process in your mind, the idea that came in, whether they are nice, they are good, it doesn't matter. Write them down. It might not, you might not use them now. It might look like something that now, but down the road, you might need it. You might really need it. So have you faced any challenges? And if yes, what are some challenges that you have faced and how have you overcome them?
I think that the biggest one is just kind of humbling yourself to, and knowing that you might not always know like what the market needs all the time. I started this, I think 2 years ago, and I've been doing this for a while, or for 2 years. And when I was starting out, the mindset was like, oh, I have this great idea for that person. My idea is going to help them. But I never really communicated that with with like customers or talking to them. And you can easily spend, like a week or years of time building something that you think will be great for other people. But if you're not talking to them and you're not seeing if it's actually good for them, then the chances of it actually working are pretty small. So one of the biggest challenges I face is just kind of putting the ego down and having conversations with people and seeing where the market is, and then aligning that with where I'm at and where my energy's at and what I'm trying to do. So it's a humbling lesson, because you can think you have great ideas, but you talk to 3 people or you can talk to 20 people, and if they all say it's a crappy idea, it's probably a crappy idea. So it's a process of like having these little babies, these little ideas that you think are going to be great, and then going to the market and kind of asking people. And some of the time it's not going to be great, and that's okay. So
That's it. And entrepreneurs, the ideas that we have, you use that word. That's your baby. You have a baby. I have 3 sons. When you have a baby, it's your baby. They are precious. And I know that when you meet my baby is adorable. My baby is adorable. So you want to keep your baby. And it's like, when you meet my baby, you will love my baby. So that idea that you have, you already know in your mind that your idea will solve a problem. But if you don't bring it to the potential customer, how do you know? And if you have worked on a project for 2 years and you have not brought it out to the customer for their feedback, how do you know? Yeah. And nobody wants to hear, not really. Nobody wants to hear that. But that is really important, because when you hear that and then you ask more questions from them, so how do you think I can make it better that you might like it? Then that's how you grow.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you grow. I think that's how I met you. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's amazing.
That's like a podcaster who like records podcasts but never publishes them and never listens to them or see how they're doing to get feedback. In the creative process, you have to launch stuff and you have to be really vulnerable about if it's good or not. Because I'm still learning that, and I'm still trying to figure out where that like source of value or where the market's at. But if you don't do it, it's like driving a ship blind.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, every business, whatever we bring out as entrepreneurs, that project, that idea has to align with the needs of the customer. It has to solve a problem. It has to bring value to them. So now, let's go back to you. What have you learned about yourself during this process? What have you learned about Josh during this process?
Yeah, my wife just gave birth 3 weeks ago, so I'm a new dad, and the first week into the after she was born, Juniper, my daughter, it came out that she has Down syndrome. And that was pretty rough news for us to hear. And for a couple of days, it was a really painful experience. And I think what what I'm learning right now is your mental health really has to be really sharp to maintain your progress. Because that first week of that new news, I was like looking at all the things I'm doing, and I just wanted to wanted to like erase all the work I did and just kind of start over. And I felt kind of depressed about everything. So I think my mental health is really crucial if I'm going to have the energy and the will to even do something. So be outside, get some sunlight, eat healthy, get sleep, do all the things that you need to do so you can keep yourself sharp and not in a bad mental space.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when you started this Puddle, and you've gone through the process and, so many things, especially, I know you have spoken to some people about Puddles. You spoke to me. I know you spoke to some people and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The feedback that they gave you, that I gave you some feedback, I'm sure some other people gave you some feedback. How do you feel still about being an entrepreneur?
I feel great about it. It's one of the pillars in my life that is really kind of like gives me a lot of energy. It's really fun to be creative and try new things and like read different strategies and learn. Like I wasn't a coder 2 years ago, but I learned how to code, learned how to put things together. It's a continual process of kind of pushing yourself and getting a lot of no's, but it's worth the grind and the rejection is worth it because it's such a fun process to learn and to see things that you're creating and show other people what you're creating.
Amazing. In so many no's, that's where you have the yes. And that's when that yes will be worth it. So what would you say to someone who is planning to develop a new product or planning to develop a service or really also want to venture into becoming an entrepreneur? What would you say to them?
I would just encourage them to kind of to go back to what we were saying about, keep a list of your ideas, look at them like they're babies and kind of be okay with having an idea that might not be great, like write them down regardless, and then have different stages for those ideas. So first you have the baby stage, and then when you're ready to release them, you need to kind of change hats and then go from you're nurturing your baby to you're seeing if this is something that is real or it's just some kind of fantasy that you're pulling up. So doing that, and then I think just making sure you're taking care of your mental health, whether that be eating right or seeing a therapist or talking to friendly people like Bunmi or hiring a coach, making sure your mental health is in a place where you have enough energy to even do something creative.
Definitely. And, I'll tell you, Josh is hardworking. And I tell you, he has put so much work in that, in the business that he's putting together, Puddles. So if you are thinking of starting a podcast, and I want you to talk to him. I want you to really talk to him because he has some really great ideas where your podcast, the One Business podcast can get to many parts. Just one podcast can give you many parts that can really make your business grow. What he shared with me. So how can they reach out to you if they really want to have conversation with you?
Yeah, I think email is the best. My email is just me@joshmay.xyz, and then May is just MAY. So me,
Okay, we will have
me
we'll have
at
his information.
joshmay.xyz.
Yeah, we have we have his information. He's also on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Josh is also on
Okay.
LinkedIn. He's on Twitter. He's on Substack, and he has a website. So we'll put all those things there. And I really want to thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Bunmi?
Yes, please.
With the people you've interviewed in different businesses and with your experience coaching and being in other businesses, do you have any feedback for someone like me who's at a beginning stage of kind of transitioning from working on their side thing to, or doing full time, but being on the, working on the side as well? Have you learned anything, or do you have any feedback for me in this stage right now?
Yes, because I was there. I was you some years ago. And also from the people that I've coached, that I've worked with, and also from my own example, I would suggest that you hire a business coach. Because what we do as coaches is not telling you what you need to do, but we will be your accountability partner. And also, you are busy on the job, but we help you narrow down, we help you figure some things out and help you move along faster. We'll help you move along faster so that what you were doing for 2 years with the support of a business coach wouldn't have taken you 2 years, from my experience. That's why I always tell people, you will pay for the services of a coach, but it will pay for itself because your journey will be shorter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. Instead of kind of falling into a bunch of holes, you can have someone be like, oh, there's a hole right there. Like maybe you should take a right and then go straight and then go left.
Exactly.
And don't fall right into it.
Yeah. Because, once we are having conversation, from the conversation we are having, we'll be able to ask you some questions for you to dig deeper. And it's like, oh, because you are the expert of your life. You are the expert of the business. But because, you know what we say, when you are in the picture, you don't see the frame, right? When you are in the picture, you don't see the frame. So we will help you to dig deeper, to bring out some things that you already have, to bring it forth, to use it right now. Instead of putting it under, we'll help you bring it up to use it now. Say, oh, and that would then make the journey faster. That is what we do as business coaches. And that is, and I think my last, maybe it's this week, my podcast this week or last week is talking about the importance of a business coach. What are the benefits? Why do people hesitate in hiring a coach? And it's, I think penny wise, pound foolish. You know how we say penny wise, pound foolish? We are saving money, but we are losing money on the, at the back end, So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And Create Your Own Economy podcast is a unique offering from Claro Growth Resources. We are here to guide you in promoting and promoting the growth and development of your business. And we do that through coaching, training, mentoring. And if you have any question, if you are in need of a business coach or a mentor, you can reach out to me. For if you really want to see if we're a match, you can reach out and go on my website for a free discovery call, clarogr.com/meet, MEET. And if you are wondering if it's time for you to start a business. You are not sure if you are ready to start your business. On my website, there's a 10-point checklist. You can go there and see if you are ready to start your business. You go to clarogr.com/checklist. I really thank you, Josh, for being part of our tribe today. So I invite you to share this podcast, write a review, ask questions, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift you can give me is by sharing this podcast with your friends, your family, and reviewing it, which will help this podcast to grow organically. If you want to create your own economy and live the life that you deserve, join my next workshop or schedule time with me. My purpose may as well be to help you on your journey. Visit clarogr.com/workshop. See you again next week.